Alright, fellas, wait for it. And now. Okay, how about now? No, well, I guess not. Well, it should happen sooner or later. It does. In this dark, pitch black tunnel, it does happen. You just have to wait for it long enough. Oh! There it was. Did you hear that? Now, tell me with a straight face that did not sound like a fast zombie. Like one of those fast zombies straight out of Ravenhall, right? The last one we saw was when we had just emerged from the mines out of Ravenhall, right? So, what the hell is going on here? First of all, let me check out this little light. And it checks out. See? That is called attention to detail at its finest. Because it's not uncommon at all for video games to overlook these little details, right? Like sometimes you smash something that looks like it should be made of glass, but the sound comes back and it sounds like wood. And just like that, we just, wandered 5 feet away from our car and we get a loading screen. And there's another loading screen. It's beautiful, right? And see, by the way, notice how it messes with the audio, how it resets your audio every single time. Makes sense, just a little technical thing. Okay, what else we got taken over here? Well, not a whole lot. Let me just leave a little message here. And I don't know if you can speak Russian. I learned Russian the other day because my imaginary girlfriend is from there. So it says "hui," and "hui" means if you don't know, you don't know. You'll probably sleep better at night not knowing what it means. Anyway, so before I hit the road, Jack, tell me, here, have 3 seconds to tell me what is wrong with my scout car. Or, to be more specific, with the headlights on my car. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and yep, they don't shine. Like ever. So much for that, some headlights on your vehicle would go a long way in these dark tunnels, don't you think? Now I'm beginning to wonder if Freeman might be driving on a suspended license too. And while the non-functional headlights can be easily chalked up to the scout car being scrap metal on wheels, explain how come Freeman refuses to turn on his HEV suit's flashlight. If only to see shit in this pitch black darkness, like come on G. So yeah, about this dark tunnel, and my head is a fucking mess today. But anyway, about this dark tunnel, it is dark, and it's a tunnel. Go figure. And I'm about to demonstrate something in just a second, but for now, let me just, hit the brakes and finish this guy off. What are you even doing all the way back here? All by yourself? Huh? Where are you? There he is. There he is. So, obviously this guy's like the vanguard of all the bad things to come, just up the road, or up the tunnel. Alright, there he goes. Just let me just blow his head off. And yeah, it's kind of foreboding. That is a really fancy word. It is really foreboding. And look at this. And as I'm about to demonstrate in just a second, not only that, but it's a mess. Look at all this. Look at this pile up. And mark my words, like, we don't have to see them to know that, well, it's not going to be as easy as, whipping out my gravity gun and just clearing away all this pile up. Clearing up doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, right? So what I like to do is just lob a couple grenades. Hopefully it's going to arouse them up. Come on, guys. Get up. It's time to, get a new one ripped. And that doesn't look very inviting, that burned, charred body. What are you guys doing? Are they hitting that car with their claws? What the hell is wrong with that? What's up with that? Oh, and there they are, fast zombies. We heard them earlier, pulling into this tunnel. We heard them. Just watch this. Boop! There they go. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. So, apparently, obviously we can just hop back in my car and, I don't know, kind of blast on through. Thank God for that tail cannon. By the way, check this out. See that zombie hitting the back of my car? How come is my HP dropping? Make no mistake, I'm not saying that... No! God fucking died, just die already, bitch. And I swear to the G-Man, I just heard someone sobbing. Okay, this whole thing did not pan out as I expected it would. Or I expected it to... Wait, what? Can't even speak proper English today. But anyway, there's some goodies over here. Let me just top up my health, my HP. There's another burned body. So obviously, whatever happened here, it's a mystery. So we're going to really just slow down and investigate, because I have a feeling this tunnel is masking or hiding a secret. Oh my god, mystery yet to be unmasked. By the way, look at that face. Goodness. So anyway, about this tunnel. First things first, I'd like to mention all the ambient sounds you can hear simply by, I don't know, hanging around and not doing anything. Are you guys okay? You're kind of a little glitchy today. Did someone piss in your coffee? Well, apparently someone did. And yeah, so about those ambient sounds. We've got human cries, distant zombie calls, even sobbing. You would think you were back in Ravenholm again. Which is strange, because even with every single zombie knocked out of their misery, these sounds will still never cease and desist. Not to mention, some of them sound oddly reminiscent of a poison zombie? Best part, no poison zombies ever spawn in this tunnel. Ever. Which somehow makes it all the more creepy. Oh, and by the way, those fast zombies that come running up from across the tunnel, you can catch them in the act of spawning. Just drive a bit further up and zoom in on the far end of the tunnel as quick as you can. And there they are, spawning out of thin air. Yeah, I get it. You're trying to scare me, tunnel. But in the meantime, there is this little, probably used to be some kind of control booth or control room, but it's locked and it's barred from the other side. Now we gotta figure out how to get in. And there's used to be like a resist brain graffiti right here, but it's gone in this version of the game. I'm literally playing the earliest version of Half-Life 2 available. So you can crawl in through this little air duct, or what used to be an air duct, or like an air... what do you even call them? I forgot the correct term, but anyway. There goes my, terminology. By the way, look at this. Did I just hear sobbing? Did I just hear someone sobbing? So yeah, about this zombie that just shows up out of the clear blue sky, or rather out of the dark pitch black tunnel. He wasn't there 2 seconds ago when I passed by that window. There was no one there. I had killed every single zombie around, and suddenly this one just, I don't know, just shows up banging on this window. So this is like a bit of a jump scare. This zombie spawns regardless of whether you kill his buddies back out there or not. So he'll spawn every single time. Just watch out for it. So it's a bit of a jump scare. Also, I have my suspicions that his name might be Bob, and Bob is not really all there today. You know, didn't have all of his dogs barking. Look at that. It just really goes to show just how dumb zombies are in Half-Life 2. Whether by design or it's just, the technical limitations of its era and its time. Probably a little bit of both. But then again, it's really fitting, because if you think about it, zombies, well, they should be a little dumb, right? They're wearing a giant vagina on top of their legs. Not legs, but heads. Like a hat. They're literally wearing vaginas on their heads. So, what are you gonna do, right? So, okay, well, about these two, this little love, what do you call them? Stars? Love starvers? I have a whole separate video on the origin of these guys, but for now, it's just a curious fact that these are clearly civilians way out of City 17, away from civilization. They're not armed, and they are both dead despite no evidence of foul play. So if you look around, there's no blood splatters, no gunshots, no wounds, nothing. And even that head crab, those two head crabs that were in this same room, locked in here with these guys, wouldn't we have two zombies, right? Because I've yet to see head crabs simply killing people. I mean, they kill Gordon, they can't turn you into a zombie, but everyone else, they just latch onto their heads and turn them into zombies. So it's just really a bit of a curiosity. But like I said, I have a separate video on this, so feel free to check that out. For now, one last thing, this dead body, a burned body. It's very unique in the way that you don't see these very often. And what I mean is, he has still retained one of his arms, and it's even got some skin, right? So you can even tell who, what color this person was, probably some whitey. No racism intended, just making fun. And it's very unique. Most charred bodies that we can find throughout Half-Life 2, they either lack their arms completely, right? They're missing, and instead they have these like bony stubs like this. Check this out, see? So just to compare, just to give you a little visual comparison, there's another one, right? So that one is very unique. It took me 20 plus years to discover that one by sheer accident, just poking around. Also, my car is kind of freaking out today. All right, you know what? It's been a long time coming. Let's hop back in my car and, hit the gas. Onward. Onward. God damn it. Onward. Right out of this dark tunnel. Right? And I have a good feeling about what's expecting me down the road, or rather down the highway. For instance, this traffic sign, it says 30, right? I don't know whether it's like recommended speed or the local speed limit. I'm not from Europe. I'm not familiar with this type of signs, but oh god damn it. Haha. But I saw something that really just stopped me in my tracks, quite literally. This grass. See this grass growing right out of the tarmac, blacktop? Road, whatever. Really just curious, right? It's one of those little things that I couldn't even complain about it. Like, I don't blame the game for it, certainly not, because it's actually fitting. If you think about it, this highway has been in disrepair for years, so it would make sense that there were some cracks in the blacktop with, some weed growing out of it. Makes perfect sense to me, right? Even though it does look like, just two textures clipping through each other, it's still pretty good. And now the real question. What the fuck was it? Who risked their nuts shipping a bunch of empty crates in the middle of a wasteland crawling with antlions in Overwatch? And for what? But this one got me thinking though. Since there is no sign of the driver in close proximity to the vehicle, we might as well poke around further away. Oddly enough, there is a dead body down at the beach just across the way from the truck, with his face roasted to a crunchy black. A banged up wooden boat right next to him may or may not have used to be his. But wherever this fella came from, something burned his face clean off, then left him dead on the spot. But yeah, well, other than this guy, just to check up that box, feel free to, drop by this spot. If only to grab some of these goodies, right? There's always two supply crates over here. Yeah, this is really strange. Where'd you guy come from? But anyway, here we go with the, easily my favorite part of chapter Sandtraps, right? This stretch of the beach. Because what makes it so unique from my perspective is that you can actually explore it without being with no risk of being torn to shreds by antlions. Yeah, I know it doesn't strike you right away. It doesn't exactly jump out at you, but there are no antlions, which is weird, strange. Where did they go? Why is this particular stretch, this beach, is completely antlion free? Makes absolutely no sense. Now, if there were some thumpers, perhaps one of those combined thumpers that they put in place to repel the antlions, yeah, that would make perfect sense. But here we have yet to see a single one of those thumpers. And there is a house over there. And just down the highway is by far the most bizarre spot in Chapter 8. A combined APC with 2 troopers roaming around like they're on patrol or up to something legally shaky, even by combined standards. Down on the ground, the sight is truly grim. Smoldering ashes of what used to be a human being suggest a recent raid with a truly evil outcome. 2 unnamed gravestones can be found across the way, overlooking the beached fishing vessel down below. The front door is barred from inside, but the gaping hole in the wall just around the back is your best bet to get inside. Other than some furniture, there's really not that much of interest in here, well, save for some beer, but wait until you've come upstairs. Suddenly, a crossbow on the table next to another dead guy can be found. Odd that he wasn't dragged outside and set on fire like the other bodies. Now, about that crossbow, feel free to just suck it up from a safe distance using the gravity gun, in which case you're missing out on 2 roller mines that will crash through the rooftop the second you take 1 step too far. Straight out the windows they go. From now going forward, watch your back. More bastards will come after you as soon as you turn back. We've seen enough evidence to suggest that Combine played a big part in this mess. They must have raided the spot, then rigged up a trap with the roller mines. Still, something doesn't quite add up. Not playing the devil's lawyer, but if this was another raid, why not just kill the owners and just move on? You would think the troops were trying to get rid of the evidence by burning the bodies, but why bother? Even then, why not throw them all on the fire? Did they forget about the guy upstairs or left him alone as bait for whoever might come through here in the future? And that other burned guy up the beach, did he escape the raid with his life only to bleed out a few minutes later? As a matter of fact, I'm beginning to wonder if the 2 civilians in the locked room back in the tunnel nearby might have used to live here. Maybe they were just in time to make a run for their lives, only to end up trapped in the zombie-infested tunnel. But something is telling me, uh-oh, yeah? See? Something just spawned in midair before it dropped onto the ground. And clearly, that place is not safe. So I'm gonna try and snipe these Combine soldiers, Overwatch soldiers, from a distance. Oh my god, they're dumbasses. And your 357 mag is, perfect for this particular job. Look what it does. And I totally just smoked both of those guys. And, might as well unload another clip or 2 just to be on the safe side. And I know there's only 2 of them over there, so I'm just doing it, just for the sake of realism. This is how I would handle things if I was Freeman and it was real life, right? I would probably handle it from a distance. And now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna circle back to my car, and I'm gonna take my car all the way to that house. So just bear with me for a second. I'm not gonna cut it out, by the way. I don't like doing this. This is a 100% playthrough. I try to keep as much stuff in here as possible. As much footage, that is. Okay, back in my car. Let's step on it and see if we can investigate that house, see what it's all about. Because I have a feeling there's more to it than just 2 Combine soldiers. And here we are then, look at that. Did I shoot his balls off or something? And look at that. We have 3 burned, charred corpses. Not even corpses, they're just remains of human beings. That is a beautiful grin. At least, that guy died with a grin on his face. But whatever happened here, it looks like these Overwatch soldiers were, I don't know, trying to get rid of the evidence, proof of their, slaughtering of their heinous slaughtering of the local residents. There we go. And I don't know. I don't know if there might be more soldiers in that house. So, you know, I might as well lob a couple grenades. There we go. Boop. Oh. So if anyone is holed up in that house, there's a good chance they might have just smoked them. But anyway, like I said, I know exactly what I'm doing. There's no one inside that house. So I'm just approaching it for the sake of realism. Because like I said, this is how I would handle it in real life. Right? And the door is locked, but we can peek through this boarded up window. Not for a very long time, because I'm going to bash those boards right off of it. And I'm going to do it with every single window. I just like bashing windows in this game. So right around the back, there's this giant hole in the wall, and this is your way in, because like I said, the front door is locked or barred from inside. So just bear with me while I, lay total incomplete waste to all the furniture and all the windows. I just love doing it. I feel like this is why Valve made all this furniture kind of breakable, possible to break it, just so you can do it. It's really just, it's a great way to, to blow off steam. Oh, and look at that, there's beer. My goodness, that is lovely. This is a lovely kitchen, by the way. The view is amazing, the location is perfect. Couldn't ask for a better location. Just creepy, right? Just standing here, it really is goddamn creepy. But anyway, there's this little fireplace, and there's this metal like grate cover or grate-in. I'm not sure what they are called, like grate-in probably, or grate cover. And here's what's been blocking the front door. But what is strange that it's gonna remain locked. Doesn't matter if you remove that closet, not closet, but wardrobe. There we go. My vocabulary really comes and goes today. I don't know what's up with that. But anyway, more windows, more furniture. The view is amazing. I wish I could just stay and live here. I wish I could revamp and like do up this house, like they say in the UK, do it up. But what I really mean is just repair it, fix it, put the windows back in. And check this out. If you hit this part of the ceiling, you can tell the difference in the sound, right? Something is wrong with that. I know what is wrong with that, but I just wanted to demonstrate firsthand. Okay, so we are approaching, we're almost on the top floor. There's only 3 floors to this house, so let's take the staircase up. Wow, Freeman actually he isn't that weak. I always figured he was not particularly physically strong. Like, I'm not saying he's a shrimp or anything, but, he's more of an intellectual, and his suit is what... Anyway, there goes another chair. Fuck off. More windows. There's a giant hole in the ceiling, or in the rooftop, even. Whatever put it there. And here we are there. We are on the top floors, and something doesn't look right. I know. Everyone knows this part. But before we move on to that part, I wanted to try and kind of stack some furniture, maybe, and see if I can get up high enough to climb out of here through this little hole in the ceiling. And I've never tried this, so bear with me. By the way, I mean it, I've never tried it before. This is actually the first time I figured, I might as well try it while I'm here. So, okay, that looks better. Let me just line them up perfectly so I can stand on top of this wardrobe and hopefully climb on out of here. But something is not right. It's not letting me. It's almost like there is an invisible wall. Okay, we're on top of the wardrobe, and I'm telling you, see, there's no invisible wall as far as hitting it goes, because usually you can like shoot or hit it and kind of tell it's there. But here, it's almost like it's not there, but something is still preventing me from standing up high. So it kind of makes sense, right? I was probably never meant to do it anyway. So yeah, about that last corner with the dead body, fuck off. There's a crossbow, but as soon as you approach, I feel like this is a trap waiting to happen. So, thank God for this gravity gun. I can just suck up all the goodies from a safe distance, and just like that, just go back. go away. But I'm not gonna do it. I want to demonstrate what happens if you get too close. Look what happens. Boop. See? Roller mines. I told you this place was a goddamn trap. So yeah. Yeah. There's more medkits over here. That last chair. And yeah, whoever this guy is, I don't know. I'm not sure if it used to be a little resistance outpost. If it was, I've yet to see any weapons or anything that, I have a good reason to believe these guys were not heavily armed, if at all. Oh, there he goes. So, were they just civilians that lived here? Or was it like a temporary, maybe some kind of hideout for them? Who knows? There are no lambda tags or spray tags around, so it doesn't really look like one of those legit resistance outposts. So, I don't know, probably used to be some kind of... Look at all the roller mines. God damn it, they're now crashing right on top of your head. Okay then, well, this house, I don't think Valve ever intended for this house to make that much sense, or perhaps I'm just overthinking it and, reading way too much into it. Whatever happened here, probably just a simple raid. There's these two, unnamed headstones, not even a goddamn name, like Gaben or anything. But before we go, I would like to jump back down here, drop back down here, and investigate this little beached vessel. Now, we've seen these everywhere throughout Highway 17. This is the last one in the game. I was trying to think of a better way to phrase it, but anyway. But look how it looks almost like you should have been able to climb it just up the side, but you can't. Down here we have two supply crates. Again, not a lambda location, so feel free to pass on them. Right, to pass up on them. You don't have to collect them or anything. Yeah, and just to kind of make that remark again and recap, the whole strangeness of this beach is that there are no antlines. Where did all the antlines go? Makes no sense to me. Perhaps it's just, I don't know, same as wildlife in real life. Just because a certain area maintains a certain population of wildlife doesn't necessarily mean that it's uniform, right? So maybe antlines are not spread, in a uniform way across. And my screen just Anyway, yeah, so you know what I mean. We can just investigate. There's more, and the skyline is freaking out over there in the distance. Look at that. I have some textures over in the distance, just randomly spawning and despawning. There is another combine outpost just up the road, so it kind of makes sense what happened to the residents over here at this house. I'm gonna snipe him from a distance. Nope. Let me just aim just a bit higher. Boop, there he goes, like that. So, I'll be wrapping up here. We have one last thing to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop back. Not drop back, but circle all the way back. And I'm going to do something with that APC. And if you think I'm going to, use my gravity gun to push it into the water, you're sadly mistaken. Today we are stealing this APC. I'm quite literally doing it. I'm stealing it. This is Grand Theft Auto Half-Life 2 Edition. Gordon Freeman... I want Freeman to get charged with as many felonies by Combine standards, of course, as possible, right? I want him to be the most wanted man. And where did you come from? Goodness, these fucking roller mines. So I'm gonna use my scout car to knock down these fences. That's the last. That's the last one on my checklist today. And yeah, this Combine APC. I'm not letting this one go, right? Tossing it into the water would be a waste. I'm gonna stake it and steal it. It's too bad you can't drive it. I wish it had been implemented, this feature, like driving AP, which I believe Valve had that sort of intentions at first, but ultimately they had to pass up on that because, it kind of would have it would have made the game and this whole chapter a little messy because you would have to switch between your scout car. So ultimately they had to settle on that scout car as your primary mode of transportation throughout this part of the game. But anyway, it looks like we're all out of time today. I'll be wrapping it up here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. You take care of yourself, motherfuckers.